Hey, good morning, guys. This is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hope you guys are having a great, what is today? Thursday so far. So, today, guys, our topic is again about hormones. Um, for some reason, most of the weight loss coaches or health gurus out there, when they're posting something either on social media or they're doing a YouTube video about fat loss or weight loss, I like to call it fat loss because that's what we want. Um, they're not really talking about the actual root cause to why people are gaining weight, especially those of you that are 40, 50, 60, 70 plus. And very few of them are even talking about how to fix it. And the real issue here, guys, is hormones. I mean, it's not about calorie restriction, guys. It's not. That's not what's going to do it. I mean, that's only a temporary fix. And besides, you can only restrict your calories so low before your metabolism obviously will shut down. Your body will go into what they call a panic mode. So let's talk a little bit about what we can do to maybe fix our hormones, or a little bit about why do hormones cause you to gain weight. So the title of the title of the video today is how does organic foods burn more fat? Isn't that's an interesting question, isn't it? Well, also we know the cost of food obviously in the last few months have been going skyrocketing, and one of my clients brought up a good thought that the American standard diet is making junk food a lot cheaper and healthy food a lot more expensive. And I have got to admit, even though you guys know that we fast, so you would think that our food bill would be cheaper because we're fasting. But with what's going on in today's market, as far as the cost of food and the production of it, it's even myself. I've noticed my food bill has gone up. Now, those of you that follow me know that Emily and we buy strictly organic foods. That's what we cook. We buy pasture raised, grass finished meats and chicken, all of our eggs from a butcher box because I know that there's no additives to it. And so we strictly are doing our best to eliminate the processed meats and foods from our diet, which we don't do. And we're trying to eliminate as much of the toxic chemicals from the foods and the meats as we possibly can by buying organic or pasture raised, grass finished foods, meats and chicken and eggs and things like that. The other thing that we also do is because we're never going to get away from the environmental toxin, guys. That's just not going to happen. Even organic leafy vegetables have some amount of toxic chemicals on them. But what we have, which most of you don't, is we have a electrolysis device that converts our tap water into what I've talked about before, restructured hydrogen-rich water. And we also are able to take this restructured water and clean off the leafy vegetables or vegetables that we are buying organic, because even organic is going to have a certain amount of toxins on them. But we can wash them off. I've got a great video that actually demonstrates, you will actually see the restructured alkaline water wash off organic leafy vegetables, and you'll see the color, how the color of the water will show you that the chemicals have been flushed off the vegetables. So we're doing our best to get as much as that as off as we can, because We don't want our bodies, our digestive system, which is designed to kill toxic chemicals that are on the food that we consume in our stomach, as far as our hydrochloric acid or our stomach acids. But we're not overwhelming our digestive system with toxic chemicals, and it's able to keep up with those and flush out whatever we do consume. Okay. So anyway, yeah. Oh, you see me. I'm drinking my coffee. This is my fasting day. I'm actually finishing up on a 24-hour fast that I did by accident, because last night I usually have my last meal around 6. Well, last night I decided that I didn't want to eat. I just wasn't hungry, and so I just thought to myself, I'm not hungry. Why am I going to force myself to eat? And so my last meal yesterday was around 2 or 2:30. So what time is it now? Around the same. Well, I'm breaking my fast with I'm actually having my only meal I've had today so far with a fat protein coffee, because I'm still not hungry. And so, but I thought I better go ahead and break my fast, so I'm doing my fat protein coffee, and that's what I'm going to break my fast with. And I'm not going to have a fat meal until probably 6 o'clock tonight, which is going to be salmon and a colorful salad. I will add I will take a tablespoon of olive oil to give myself some extra fat during that meal. And of course, the avocado that I have with my salad will actually add more fat. And salmon is really high in good fat, so that'll be my meal tonight. And that's what I'm going to. That's all I'm going to have. Now, my workout today went great. I had plenty of energy. By the time I walked out of the gym, I was fine. So I'm okay, even though my calorie intake today will be really super low. I feel fine. All right, let's get back to the subject here. How does organic foods burn more fat? Well, first of all, guys, I talk a lot about the root cause of weight gain or fat gain. And I talk a lot about why it's so hard for so many of you that are trying to lose that belly fat, especially when you're 40, 50, or 60 plus. And it's all driven by what? You guys know that you should know the answer by now. It's all driven by hormones. Hormones regulate the body's function, period. Your hormones is what's keeping you alive, guys. And so it's going to regulate whatever you do. Hormones react to whatever you're doing here. Okay? So if your hormones are unbalanced, your body does not function properly. The bottom line is, guys, hormones regulate weight loss. And when you're eating the standard American diet, or if you're eating multiple starchy carbs per meal per day, you're going to cause an imbalance of hormones, especially the ones that are known to store fat. You're basically have lost control of a hormone known as insulin, and you now become insulin resistant. That's why in the country today, obesity is an epidemic among the young and the old. Type 2 diabetes is now an epidemic among the young and the old. What's really sad is there's more and more younger people, even getting down in like their 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, that are becoming diabetics because of their mother's diet while she was pregnant. I was at a water park yesterday with my family and my grandkids, and I'm looking around because I'm a health coach. I'm always looking around at individuals. I saw the majority of the young boys, who were probably 8 years old up to maybe 13, the majority of the young boys there were obese. And most of them had what they call man boobs. Well, man boobs on a young boy, or even an adult, is caused by estrogen dominant, which is all this is all this issue is mostly driven by food. Food is the driver to imbalanced hormones. Now, when you're looking at time restriction, you guys have heard of intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting, right? Well, intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting is one way to fix and control that hormone, which is designed to add fat and keep it in control. Insulin is the driver to obesity. Carbohydrates is the driver to insulin, which causes obesity and causes you to be insulin resistant. Well, the question is, how does organic foods burn more fat? Well, the thing is, the driver to most of the obesity or type 2 diabetes in this country is what? Is the standard American diet. High starchy foods that are contaminated with environmental toxins, pesticides, herbicides, steroids, all those chemicals they dump in, they inject into chicken to make them look bigger. All those chemicals they inject into your cows with the dairy you're eating. All those chemicals are injecting into your meats that you're eating. Your body just cannot keep up with all those toxic chemicals that you're consuming every meal and every day. And then on top of that, you're drinking water that's contaminated. Telling us for months and months and months, even the news media has been telling us that the bottled water is contaminated with plastic particles and hundreds of different chemicals. And so you guys have got to, this is what's causing your hormones to be imbalanced. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So you have to fix the root cause. It's not about calories out. It's not you can do all the exercising you guys want. It's only a temporary fix. You may lose a little bit of weight, but if you don't get those hormones balanced, then it's not going to last. You're going to start seeing that your metabolism is starting to slow down, or you're going to see yourself starting to gain a little bit more weight, or that extra 10 pounds just isn't coming off, and you think you're doing everything right. You think you're eating healthy, but nothing's happening. There's things you have to do. The first 90 to 180 days of your weight loss journey, if you're looking at purchasing a program, in the first 90 and 180 days are the most important time to set your body up in what we call fat burning. You have to understand that before you do anything, get those hormones balanced. You have to understand how important ketones are. What are ketones? You got to know what those are. You got to understand that ketones is what's going to regulate your fat burning. Well, where do the ketones, where do they come from? They come from your liver. But the problem is, you know what the factor is that causes a lack of production of ketones? Spiking your insulin. That is what causes no ketones to be produced. Ketones come from fat. And if you're trying to lose weight, don't you think it makes more sense to dip into your own body fat to produce ketones in order to put you in that fat burning mode? You can go to my Facebook group page, Fat Loss Made Easy. Join that, and I've got all kinds of information about what ketones are, why they're so critical when it comes to fat burning. I've even got a free book in there for you guys. It's about the mistakes people make, and it's free. and it talks about hormones also. So if you guys go, I don't you've probably seen my book. I published a book in Amazon.com. All you have to do is go to Amazon.com, type in books, and then type in my name, and there's an ebook on the good, the bad, and the ugly about hormones. And this book goes over the common hormones that cause you to gain weight, and it also goes over the common hormones that help you lose weight, and it also talks about how to fix the hormones that are out of control, causing you to gain that belly fat or having a hard time getting that last 10 pounds off. And it also talks about the hormones, how to activate the ones that are actually going to help you burn your excess belly fat. So you can go in there, the price is right. You can go in there and purchase the book, and most likely it will answer all your questions about hormones and how they affect weight loss. But in order to help the body from consuming those toxic chemicals, which causes the body to be very acidic and causes massive major inflammation. See, inflammation is going to also slow or stop your fat burning. And so you got to cut off the head of the snake that's causing that inflammation, right? Well, it's all about processed standard American diet. All those processed starchy carbs you're eating is causing inflammation and causing your body to slow fat burning, or even completely, you're not even going to get into fat burning at all. And besides, with as acidic, those chemicals are so bad that over a long period of time, that's why this country is one of the sickest countries in the world. That's why cancer is an epidemic. That's why cancer is on a rise. That's why these major diseases, dementia, and all this stuff is on the rise. Is because of the chemicals that are injected, or you're breathing, or you're eating for a long period of time, is causing a malfunction in your at the cellular level in your cells. And and basically, you have a malfunction in they call it an organelle known as a mitochondria. And when that guy has malfunctioned, you're going to cut your life short. And those chemicals in those foods you are eating is causing that malfunction at the cellular level. People know it as biochemistry. So you have to understand the physiology of how the body works and how hormones react to certain foods. And that's why I'm saying the foods are the drivers to your weight gain and causing a hormone known to add weight out of control. So what is the solution here? What's the answer? How do we solve this issue? Educate yourself. Educate yourself on the physiology of the body. Educate yourself on how hormones regulate the body's function and how important it is to have balanced hormones if you're looking for overall health. You find overall health, the byproduct is going to be losing that weight. Now, how do we know our hormones are balanced? Emily and I, we do a hormone panel every 6 months. I spend the money for that because it's important. Just like I spent the money to purchase my electrolysis device from a Japanese company 11 years ago. Even though I couldn't afford to buy the machine 11 years ago, I found a way to buy it. That's how important my health is. And look where it's gotten to. Look where it's gotten us to today. It's a big factor in our overall health. Because what am I doing? Well, I'm doing exactly what the name of the water is. Restructured hydrogen-rich water. If you look that up, you'll see the science behind it and why there are so many researchers and doctors now moving their patients over to this type of water because it helps with many disease models. And besides, there's two things in life you can't live without short term. Air. What happens if you stop breathing? How long does it take for your body to die? Pretty quick. Water. Well, how long can you live without water? A day or so? Couple days? Well, food is the third. But see, I can live without food for 30 days because I'm used to fasting. So that's not that critical to be without food. And our ancestors lived without food for 2 or 3 or 4 days. Even longer because they weren't able to find the food and they weren't able to catch it. So it might have taken them a little while. That's a known fact. Okay. So guys, like I said, you can go to my YouTube channel. You can type in Bill Mabry, subscribe to the channel, and view some of my videos. You can also go to my Facebook group page at Fat Loss Made Easy. Join it. I got the free ebook in there for those of you that are looking to lose weight and you want to bypass the mistakes. I've also got a free book in there on those of you that want to reverse type 2 diabetes by lowering your glucose levels. I also have some of my fat burning recipes in there also. Okay, so guys, I hope you saw some value in this, and I really hope that you take your hormones seriously and really find yourself a good bioidentical hormone specialist. Your family doctor, your MD, they're not specialists. They don't know how to read them. I'm telling you that now because I've worked with so many people in the last few years on getting their hormones balanced. But I've had to explain to them the truth on what their normal doctor is going to say about their hormones. I actually have a video in my YouTube channel talking about that. Okay, so guys, go to Amazon.com, type in books, and then type in my name, Bill Mabry, and I have actually 5 other books there that you can view and purchase for educational purposes. Okay. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys at the next video.